Over the past few months, Paige has started up her own streaming channel on Twitch, and it often gives us a lot to talk about. Paige was recently streaming and shared a few more backstage stories. Paige even addressed some old rumors and explained what was true and what was false. One of these stories Paige addressed was the fight with Lana. So this all took place a few years ago. We even covered the story way back then, but there were little details about what actually happened. All we know is something took place between Paige and Lana. Then Total Divas came out with an episode that showcased the fight between Paige and Lana, but no one really paid it any mind because it was Total Divas after all. Total Divas has been around for a long time now and claims to be a real 100% authentic show that gives us an inside look at what happens between the superstars behind the scenes. However, everyone knows how reality TV works by now. Sure, there may be some real events that happen during the tapings, but most reality shows, including Total Divas, have their own writing teams that actually write storylines for the cast. So when you see a big argument or fight on Total Divas, no one really pays it any mind. We assume it's fake and scripted. Total Divas has never been a credible source for an actual backstage fight, but Paige did reveal the truth about her encounter with Lana. The Total Divas cast went on a trip together, and it was supposed to be a good time until Lana started up the issue. Paige explained that the place they were staying at had this huge, massive room that could fit multiple people. Paige and Nia Jax agreed to share the massive room together, and everyone else would get their own rooms as well. Paige walks into the room, finds Lana laying on the bed, and Lana said that she wasn't going to move. Paige said that she was just there, thinking to herself that this is a woman in her 30s, and she's acting like a kid, just not moving from a bed because she wanted the massive room to herself. Paige and Lana spent the next few minutes going back and forth. However, when things still weren't going Lana's way, she turned to her backup plan. Lana then called for her husband, Rusev, and got him involved in the situation between Paige and Lana. Paige explained that she was on great terms with Lana in current day, but this right here was the peak of their backstage feud and drama. Lana was already on Paige's bad side due to a series of tweets that Lana posted saying that Paige bullied her in NXT. Paige bullying Lana never actually happened. Lana was just attempting to start up a feud and storyline on her own and get something rolling there. The only problem was that she actually didn't speak to Paige or anyone about the tweets beforehand. So Paige was looking at the tweets and thinking, what in the world is she talking about? The fans were also clueless, and some just took Lana's word for it that Paige did bully her, so it did ruin Paige's image in some fans' eyes. Then in Total Divas, we get a version of the whole fight over the bedroom. There is a clip from the show of Paige and Lana getting into a massive argument over the bedroom. So with Paige's story from her live stream, it does look like at least this fight on Total Divas was legitimate. Paige said that her feud with Lana was also 100% real. But of course, they have worked things out and are good friends in current day. This is a great time to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A large percentage of our viewers are not even subscribed to the channel, so take a quick second to click that subscribe button if you enjoy what you see. Let's get back into the story. Another story that Paige really opened up about was her last night in the ring. It's been a handful of years since this took place, so we'll just run through the story quickly. Basically, Paige missed a large chunk of 2015, 2016, and 2017 because she was recovering from her neck surgeries. At first, it wasn't looking so well, and it looked like WWE wasn't going to let her rest, but then rumors started going around that Paige was cleared. Then a few weeks after that, Paige was making her long-awaited return on Raw with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville by her side. Paige had a decent run during that time, but her return was cut short after she once again was injured at a house show a few weeks later. During a tag team match at a live show, Paige received a kick to the neck and back area from Sasha Banks that permanently took her out of action. Paige explained that she went down and could barely move at all. This caused an immediate stoppage to the match. What Paige never explained before was the backstage reaction and some of her personal thoughts on everything that went down. Paige started off with who she puts the blame on. Lots of fans put the blame on Sasha Banks, but Paige made it clear that it wasn't Sasha's fault at all. Paige had this to say: None of this was Sasha's fault. I did the move the day before with Bayley too, and everything was fine. I was the only one who said, do this move right. They were all against it, but I was like, no, I'm fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Sasha tried to change the move and she was like, maybe we should do something else. And I said, no, this is fine. If I had a regret, it would be that. So for all those wondering, it does look like Sasha and Bayley were both extremely aware of Paige's fragile neck and wanted to change the move, but Paige insisted that they do it the original way, and that's unfortunately what happened. Even after losing most feelings after that kick, Paige was still trying to keep the match going, but it was Sasha Banks who was trying to tell Paige to stop and for the match to end. Paige also said that Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, who were literally brand new to the roster at the time, were crying after the match. Paige mentioned that she sort of figured on the spot that she'll never wrestle again. She went in to explain what happened once she got to the backstage area. I get back, I go into the trainer's room, and everyone, even Bray, everyone was running towards me and hugging me and being like, are you okay? Because, I just came back. I went through all of that stuff. For the past year and a half, I hit rock bottom. I was with the worst person in the world. I was doing things and whatever, and I made this comeback where I was completely healthy. I was happy. I was finally in a place where I was good. I'd reconnected with Ronnie. I was so happy, and everyone was just so sad to see that in the ring. So they fully shut her down and don't want her taking any chances. But Paige's status is still being talked about even till this day. There's always rumors here and there that say there's a possibility for Paige to wrestle again. But of course the risk will be extremely high, and something is just not worth the risk. Paige's entire journey and story is both astonishing and tragic. Paige was wrestling from such a young age. She was already dominating the NXT scene at 19 years old and was a main roster champion at 21 years old. She accomplished so much right away. But of course, the tragic part is when she was forced into retirement before she even entered her prime. However, as we know, it's not like Paige is without a career. She just signed a 5-year deal with WWE because they do plan on using her in many non-wrestling ways, and now Paige has also started up this Twitch page that can also serve as a small side job as well. Paige now has over 70,000 followers and just around 8,000 paying subscribers on her Twitch channel. So for those who aren't familiar with Twitch and live stream statistics, Paige has a pretty successful channel. Most of the top streamers sit around 20,000 page subscribers, and Paige is already quickly approaching 8,000, so she's not quite there yet, but she's definitely picking up the pace. Paige's live streams are great as well because she tells viewers interesting stories that we previously never heard about, such as the stories we covered today. What are your thoughts on Paige's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.